Captain Diomedes and his crew stood behind Darth as he addressed the rest of the Dragon Clan members. Now that introductions are out of the way, let's get down to it. As you may have noticed, the other members of the Dragon Clan Inner Circle have disappeared. It's been weeks and we haven't heard from Lady Sharky, Amistine, or Yeflin, Darth sighed. The clan is in shambles, following leaders who aren't even here. Some of the clan members nodded their heads in agreement as if they felt the same way. Darth continued. According to the reports the captain's crew has heard while they were traveling along the coast is that the Hive Queen has been murdered. The clan members were in shock, whispering amongst themselves. The reports give a description that match Aviticus and Crazy Lizard, Darth admitted. I don't know why they murdered their queen, but they've clearly lost their minds. Since I am the only remaining council member, I feel it's necessary to take command of the clan to lead us to future glory, Darth announced. Surely there is some misunderstanding, Lee chimed in. Aviticus and Crazy wouldn't kill their own queen? Something doesn't sound right. Darth countered. So you're calling your leader a liar? Why don't you spend some time tied to a pole before you think about questioning me again? Darth had Captain Diomedes tie Lee to a pole so he could think about his actions for a while. Darth pointed to Lee. Since this news is a lot to take in, I won't have you beaten for calling me a liar. This time. Darth's attention turned back towards the rest of the clan members. I've enlisted the help of Captain Diomedes and his crew to strengthen the clan. Darth winked at the captain. He and his crew have a wide variety of talents. Darth continued. I want everyone to get back to work. We need weapons, armor, and supplies before we head out. Follow me, and I will take this group further than the council ever did. We will steal, pillage, and take what we want from whoever we want, filling all of our pockets with cats. Darth smiled. Starting with the United Cities. Most of the clan members cheered. Before the members dispersed, Darth added, From now on, we will no longer be recognized as the Dragon Clan. The Shadow Company has a nice ring to it. Mr. Killer wasn't able to get his defeat to Badger out of his mind. He had been the clan's best swordsman until Badger came along and bested him. Not one to show it, the defeat had affected him more than he cared to admit. Mr. Killer had been watching Badger closely ever since he came to Moonshine. There was something not right about him, but Mr. Killer couldn't quite put his finger on it. Badger had offered his services to anyone who wanted to learn new swordsmanship techniques. No one wanted to train with Mr. Killer after Badger had bested him in their duel. Mr. Killer felt as if he had been tossed aside by the clan like a piece of trash. He had killed more men than he could count, but losing that duel somehow marked him as incompetent. Rage was building within him. He needed to go back to his swordmaster and continue his training. Only then would he be able to confront the man who bested him in front of his friends. Mr. Killer snuck out of Moonshine late at night when most of the clan was sleeping. The thought of seeing his master again gave him chills. The Holy Lord Phoenix was not happy with the recent attack on his soil. How dare they cause such destruction to our city, the Lord Phoenix yelled. And they had the gall to free all the sinners in Rebirth, the heretics! I want the rest of them found. Do you hear me, Godfrey? Godfrey gulped. Yes, your lordship. A 500,000 bounty to whoever brings me their heads. Hire the best bounty hunters you can find and hunt them down, the Lord Phoenix commanded. Godfrey shook his head. What should we do with the other prisoner we captured during the assault? The Lord Phoenix smiled. Torture him and find out what he knows. Godfrey nodded. I know just the person to carry out the torturing. As Godfrey was about to walk away, the Lord Phoenix spoke once more. Slowly, Godfrey. Let him look forward to the months ahead of him as the torturing never stops. I want him to beg for us to kill him before he dies. Apple and her companions were exhausted, but had made it to the safe house Lady Sharky had mentioned before Mance captured her. Finally, some new clothes, Bardakai smiled. Those robes are starting to smell. Amistine looked worried. No doubt the Lord Phoenix is sending bounty hunters after us. We won't be able to stay here too long, Blessed advised. We'll have to keep moving and stay one step ahead of them. Apple agreed. We also have Lady Sharky and Magnus to worry about, but we can't do anything for them right now. Let's get some rest, and tomorrow we can figure out what we're going to do. companions nodded and prepared to sleep away their troubles. Kath stood overlooking the hive village below him. He and his group of assassins had been trailing a group of Western hivers for days. It was not the Western hivers that they were interested in, but their Southern hive captive. Into the flames and out from the ashes, a hiver transformed will possess the power to defeat the monster who is destined to destroy the world. The prophecy was beginning to come true. "It's him," Kath motioned with his hands to his assassins. "Let's move." Aviticus didn't remember much after he had collapsed in front of his captors back at his queen's village. The hivers had brought him back to their village until they figured out what to do with him. Since flames didn't seem to hurt him, the hivers needed to come up with some other form of punishment to make him pay for their queen's death. Aviticus remembered their leader Eon saying, "Killing him with blades is too quick. He deserves to suffer before he dies." Aviticus looked down at his newly changed body. He could sense a faint power within him, but it disappeared as quickly as it arrived. When Aviticus thought about his friend Crazy who died in the flames beside him, tears began to form. "I'm sorry I wasn't strong enough when you needed me the most." Kath and his assassins slowly crept towards the hiver guards who were tasked with making sure Aviticus didn't escape his fate. Motioning to his men to get into position, Kath whispered, "Take them down fast. We don't want to alert the others inside." Kath and his assassins charged at the guards and began to engage them. The guards could barely pull out their weapons in time before the assassins were upon them. The surprise attack was effective as the guards were cut down before they could even cry out for help. After patching up their wounds, Kath approached Aviticus, who was still tied to the pole. "I'm sorry it took us so long to rescue you," Kath apologized. Kath motioned to his men to free Aviticus from his chains. "Who are you and why are you here?" Aviticus questioned. Kath answered, "My name is Kath and I lead this group of assassins. We've come to rescue the Awakened." Aviticus seemed confused. "The Awakened?" Kath nodded. "The power inside of you has awakened and it's growing. You are the only one with the power capable of saving this world from annihilation." Aviticus laughed. "That's a great joke." Kath and his assassins stood silent. Aviticus frowned. "So you're not joking?" Kath replied, "We will explain more in time, but for now you need to come with us." Aviticus became angry. "Now you listen to me. I was framed for murder and one of my friends was just killed. I'm pretty sure I have a good idea on who did it, and I need to go and make them pay." Kath nodded. "I understand your feelings, but you must quell your hatred for now. The United Cities, Holy Nation, Shek Kingdom, all of them are pawns in a game against pawns. The real threat has yet to reveal itself, but it is coming, and you're the only one who can defeat it. You are more important than you realize." Aviticus followed Kath and his assassins away from the village. Suddenly, a voice from behind them boomed. "Where do you think you're going?" Eon yelled. "Do you really think I'm going to let you kill my men and walk away?" Eon asked. "That was the idea," Kath smiled. Eon looked at his men. "Forget about making the transformed ones suffer. Kill him and kill the assassins. Attack!" Both groups of hivers ran towards each other with the intent to kill. Curses could be heard as blades sliced against flesh. Aviticus fought alongside Kath, punching and kicking his captors. A few of Eon's men were screaming at the stumps where their legs used to be. "My leg! You took my leg!" the hiver cursed at them. When the battle was over, Kath and his men patched up their wounds. "Well done, men. Let's move out." Kath pointed towards the horizon. Aviticus still had questions. "Where are we headed?" Kath kept walking, beyond the bone fields. Eon awoke to find his men dead. He was severely wounded but was able to crawl. He needed to get to another village so he could heal. "I should have killed him and avenged our queen when I had the chance," Eon spat. "This isn't over." Eon looked towards the distance where Aviticus had left with Kath and his assassins. "I will find you."